Carl, you got a bunch of boys that are back from overseas duty, maybe a couple coming back from injury this week. Do we expect a sweep of changes?
Yeah, there'll be some changes. I think I've made that clear to the playing group. For the rest of the last 8 games, there'll be changes every week. We've got to keep all the boys on their toes because we need to be firing every game now to make sure that we pick up maximum points.
Can you reveal any maybe changes to the 11? I would imagine that it looks like Hannah's going to come back in.
Yeah, look, Panna will come back in. He's an integral part of our team, and we sort of missed that little bit of calmness at the back. Even though he's a very young player, he provides that calmness and that passing ability that he brings that suits the way that we want to play.
Want to reveal any more changes to the 11?
No, you'll have to wait till tomorrow. We've Dylan's back now. He's recovered from the illness, so there's a good chance that he'll come back into the starting lineup as well. And it's good that we've got good, strong competition for places again. Getting those 4 young boys back and a couple back from injury, it sort of just boosts the morale of the playing group as well, and it gives us that push that we need.
Can I ask on Hannah and Bart as a combination? I saw them at the end of training there. They're sort of sitting there. It almost looks like they're meditating up there, and they go and do a drill, just the 2 of them on the far wing. Have you noticed them become? I don't see too many centre-back pairings do that sort of stuff.
Yeah, look, I think that was the main advantage. That's why we chased an experienced player like Bart, because we've got some really young centre-backs, Panna, and then with 2 or 3 more in the youth team that are quite inexperienced, and Bart is here to provide that guidance. And they've worked extremely close together all season, and we're getting the benefit of Bart's experience of playing in Europe.
On the defence, despite the late heroics of last week, is there a concern the amount of goals that you conceded this season?
Yeah, that's something that we're always concerned about. We don't want to concede as many goals that we do, but we're not going to change the way that we play. We want to be an attacking team that scores goals, and the way that we play, we at times we leave ourselves a little bit vulnerable and a little bit open at the back, and that's something that I'm happy to take long as we score more goals than the opposition.
Can you put down that especially the last month, which hasn't gone quite to plan for the Reds after the great start? Can you put that down to anything more than being short a few soldiers, or is that all that's back?
No, look, I think we had a little bit of a dip in form as well. We dropped off the pace, and I've said that a couple of those games were 5-10% below where we needed to be, and it didn't really matter that we were missing players. It didn't matter. The rest there's a full squad here that we need to play, and when you're selected to play, you have to stand up, and the team just didn't perform at the level that they needed to in that month.
Back at home this week against the bottom of the table, Brisbane, is this an opportunity to maybe play yourself back into some form heading into the back end of the season?
Yeah, look, our form has been okay. It's just our intensity in the games. It hasn't been consistent enough. Other than the Western game where we were quite poor all over, the rest of the games we've been okay. It's just our energy and our intensity in moments in games that needs to be better, and I think you saw that last week after the first 20 minutes. After that we were very good, and yes, we had a couple of lapses at the back, but other than that I thought we were very good last week.
International Women's Day tomorrow as well. The women will be playing after the men. What does that mean for the players and staff at the club?
Yeah, it's for the whole club. It's great that the women will be the main game as well tomorrow night. So hopefully a lot of the supporters will stay behind and watch, because they're having an exceptional season this year. They're on a record unbeaten run as well. So it's great for them, and hopefully our supporters stay behind and support them in a game that they need to win as well, because they've got aspirations to finish in that top 2 as well, and they need to be picking points up like we do.
So what is the environment around the club, both women's and the men's side, in really strong positions at this point of the season?
Yeah, it's good. It's always good for both teams to be having success. But both teams have still got a long way to go to get to where we both want to get to. But that, as I said, they've had an excellent season so far. They've played some great football as well, and hopefully they get the points tomorrow as well as us, and it's a 6-point weekend for the club.
Do you think you'll make a change in keeper this week, Carl?
Yeah, look, James has been back now about 2 weeks of full training. He's the number 1 at the club, so he'll come back into the team. We just had to make sure that he got through 2 weeks of full training, which he has. So now he's ready to take his position back in the team.
What's that like with someone like Coxie who gets a month at it and it's an extended run and a chance to prove himself, and he makes some fantastic saves, but also has a couple of blunders and then goes out of the team? How do you make sure his confidence doesn't dip?
Yeah, look, he's a very young goalkeeper, and it was great exposure for him. He's got some areas now that he knows he needs to work on. And we'll give him that time now with Eugene to work on those areas that he sort of needs to work on from the games that he got in the A-League, and he doesn't get that experience unless he plays. So it was a great learning environment for him as well. So he'll go away, work on his game, and come back better and stronger.
I expect you to give the whole 11 away. Steph's okay?
Yeah, Steph's okay. Last week he didn't travel with the team to Auckland. He had an illness. So he didn't train till the day before the game, and that's why he wasn't in the 11 last week. And when he came on last week, he gave us that extra drive that we needed, and helped us get that point in Auckland.
You mentioned Dylan before, and Issa, they're both okay to play?
Yeah, Issa's he's fit to play, but he won't play tomorrow. We'll give him an extra week just to make sure. He's an important part of the team as well. So the hamstring injury he had was only a 1 week injury, but we've given it 2 weeks to make sure that it doesn't come back again.
Last one for you. A couple of Brisbane boys have opted to stay home with their families instead of coming down here. I suppose as an opposing coach it makes it easier for you, but some sympathy do you feel for them in their predicament?
Yeah, I suppose it's all of that part of the country is going through some tough times, and I think everyone's hoping and giving best wishes, and hopefully it's not as bad as the people are saying it's going to be, but because they have suffered some tragedies over the last few years as well, so hopefully it's not as bad as it's predicted to be.